Alright, so converted the cheapest Harley Benton Telecaster into a fake Fender Telecaster. I thought I would have some fun in changing out the pickguard, and I'd cut it out and glue it on the headstock. I think it looks pretty good. Then I found a metal decal online to post onto there. It was a bit of a pain in the butt. I was able to do it, and I put these vintage tuners in, a bone nut. And one reason I chose this guitar is actually the fretwork was really good on this Harley Benton guitar. It's very smooth, nice, good crowned frets. And then of course I painted it. It was a sunburst guitar, and I used refrigerator paint, believe it or not. And the finish is pretty good here. Let's just dust on it. And glossy enough, slightly matte perhaps. And I got a new bridge. The problem was the bridge is quite a bit smaller than the Harley Benton one, so I had to fill in here, basically cut away the cavity to fit this larger stacked humbucker. I also had to mill out the metal here to fit this slightly wider, for whatever reason, stacked humbucker. As well, these pickguards don't tend to fit the Harley Benton. There's random Fender ones that you can get on Amazon or whatever. So I had to mill that out, and you can see there's a little bit of an edge there. But this had to be expanded. This all had to be cut out around here. It was a different size. And then I got this Q pickup from Croatia. I liked the white. Uses A4 magnets instead of A5. It has a nice sound. They're quite nice. And I used push-pull pots on here to both cut this stacked humbucker, split it rather, and then this is a tapped single coil, so it goes from 6.5 to 12.5 ohm in the neck. And then, of course, I also found one of these knockoff plates and made it a drill-through body. Although you can see I screwed up one of the holes. It's a little bit uneven. That's unfortunate. But otherwise, I'm quite proud of this particular modification. Oh, I also switched this out and went for a more traditional jack. Otherwise, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, the main purpose of this was to change this out. I liked the way that looks. Gretsch does this, where they put like a pickguard. It required that I sand the pickguard down significantly to just basically about a 2 mil thickness. And even then, as you can see, I don't have a lot of room for the strings here because it can't go all the way down. But otherwise, it was a pain in the ass doing it, but I like the outcome. All right. Right, I had this Harley Benton TE-20 given to me, and I am going to radically change it aesthetically. I never liked sunburst guitars, and so I'm going to paint it white and put a pickguard on the headstock, change out the pickups, do some parallel wiring, change the bridge, of course, drill through here to have a string through body. At the moment it's top loaded. Okay, and
okay, I put 2 coats of primer over the sunburst, and when it fully cures, I'll wet sand it with 600 grit just to get some of the rough bits off. So now for the headstock, I'm going to put this cutout piece of a pickguard on, but I want to thin it down, take about 1.5 millimeters out of there so it's more pliable, and it also doesn't raise the string height on the headstock too much. So I'm just using a belt sander with pretty heavy grit, 40 grit, to remove that down, and then I'll glue it on with some epoxy. Alright, now I'm going to wet sand the body. You can see it's quite rough. So let's do that. Okay, I have the truss rod hole cut. I really lucked out. Could have went very poorly. Using this Dremel and these aftermarket bits, which really chewed it up nicely, and then polish the frets. Look, they're nice and shiny. Alright, I think it's looking good. And tap the neck. Let's try the middle position. Poncho and lefty, turned it up a little bit.
And then splitting that actually makes it louder. And the neck position, I have to turn it down, it's quite a bit louder. And then splitting them both in the middle.